Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about broad match, but keep in mind that, as Patrick said earlier and Brendan reiterated, never, never, never always. This is more about kind of a problem-solving approach and how to kind of use Google's tools that they're giving you so that you can have success based on the challenges that you're facing whenever you're running an account. If you've worked with Google in any capacity over the last 6 months to a year, you've definitely heard about broad match. It's a keyword use case in which you can take advantage of Google's algorithms to expand your volume, and as such, you can kind of lower CPCs and just take advantage of the machine learning algorithms that Google has in place. So earlier today, we heard a presentation from Patrick, Nahama, and Brendan about how to target bottom of funnel traffic. And once you've done that, you're going to want to implement one of these fancy automated bidding strategies that Google has for us, another powerful tool that allows us to raise conversion rates. This is great, but unfortunately, whenever you do this, you're usually going to see your CPCs go up, which means you're going to be sacrificing volume at the cost of your conversion rate. And this makes sense. Google's algorithms are smart. They want to make money. And the better traffic that it believes it's going to feed you, the more it's going to charge you for those clicks. So how do we kind of combat this using the tools that Google gives us? To talk about this, we're going to talk about an interesting case study that we came across very recently. We work with a very large account. It's a national brand, and they fit very comfortably inside of a banned category in Google's ad platform. So we have to be pretty creative about how we advertise on Google's platform because they don't really want us to be. Despite that, we're spending about $500,000 a month on the platform. Unfortunately, due to this fact, we ran into a situation where we basically had to create a brand new account for this client. And while that's frustrating and something that I hope none of you have to go through, it's also created a very interesting opportunity to get us to look into Google's platform kind of at its most raw and at its most volatile as we kind of like test different strategies. So when we created this new account, we kind of funneled into or we started with a max clicks bidding strategy, and the goal of this was to get as much traffic and as many leads as humanly possible so that we could switch to one of Google's automated bidding strategies that we looked at earlier. However, when we looked at it, we found some really interesting results in the fact that basically we had a huge correlation between our average CPC and our cost per acquisition, which is not usually going to be the case. I don't think that anyone in this room would recommend that you use CPCs as a KPI, as a key performance indicator. However, it's a really interesting look into what Google is doing inside of this account, and there's a few reasons this might be the case. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a banned ad category, so not a lot of competition. We're spending a lot of money, and we're feeding a lot of data into Google. And so one might think, why not stick with the max clicks? Well, we still want to take advantage of that category, of those bidding strategies that Google has for us. And so we want to find a way that we want to do that so that we can raise conversion rates without sacrificing our CPCs. That brings us to broad match. As I mentioned earlier, broad match presents you an opportunity to expand your volume without sacrificing your CPCs. And luckily, we had upon creating this new account, after about a month's worth of data, we were able to test our broad match, and what we found were really good results. On top of keeping our CPCs down, we actually increased our conversion rates, as you can see at the bottom, and our cost per leads went down as well, and that led to a lot of success, as we see here. Our conversion rate is going up, our cost of acquisition is going down, and I really do want to reiterate that broad match isn't for every case. This worked for a number of reasons, including the fact that we were able to feed $500,000 worth of data and clicks into this account in the course of a month. That being said, it's a really powerful tool if you wield it correctly, and if you kind of follow where Google's telling you to go and you use your head and you use all the tools available to you, it'll set you up for success, especially when running large accounts in which you have a lot of data. So that's all I have for you guys, and I really appreciate your time.